everyone! Today I have a compilation video of 3 restaurants I feel are worth mentioning on the famous Alexandra Road. If you're a local, you might refer to it in Cantonese as Seck Gai or Eat Street. Our first stop is a Japanese restaurant tucked away in a little corner called Saito Sushi. If you're in the mood for a variety of quality Japanese food, this unassuming restaurant should be on your list. From raw to cooked items, you're bound to be able to satisfy whatever craving you have. I like that each dining table is intimately separated and the staff is also very friendly. Dee from Gastrofork accompanied me and we decided to order something a la carte and a dinner set to share. We picked the kani cream or crab cream croquette, the ochazuki, which is tea on rice with salmon, and the chirashi, which is a sort of sashimi on rice dinner set with gomai, which is spinach, tempura, chiramushi, which is steamed egg custard with seafood and vegetables, miso soup, and ice cream. As you can see, there is a lot to choose from on the menu, including rolls, ramen, nigiri, and more. I'm only ever a fan of bento boxes or set meals when I'm feeling indecisive, and to be honest, most of the ones I've had are on the average side. Saito Sushi set has a pretty good selection, and overall I was pleased with the taste of everything. I found it fresh and not prepared hours in advance. It is a little pricier than other sets you'll find elsewhere. Some of you might consider $30 to be a little too much, but I also find other places try to stuff you with a lot of rice and maybe cheaper sides, so it really depends on your preference. The ochazuki was an interesting dish for me. I don't really like rice with too much liquid in it, not a huge fan of kanji unless it's stuffed full of other ingredients, but I know that tea with rice is quite a common dish in Japan, so I figured I would give this a shot. Without the tea mixed together, the ingredients on top are actually very salty on its own. I don't know if I would order this again for myself, but I didn't dislike this as much as I thought I would. The balance of the tea to dilute the salty toppings made it quite nice, and I think it's actually worth a try. The kani cream croquette is a definite recommend for me. It kind of tastes like cream soup that they managed to fry. It was perfectly creamy and soft on the inside and crunchy on the outside. Be careful though, this was piping hot and I couldn't stop myself from eating it because it was so good, but it is very, very hot, and please don't be like me and be patient when you have it.
Hot. Oh, that is hot. It's so good, but it's so hot.
Steamed egg custard with anything in it basically works for me. It's my favorite, and their chiramushi has a good amount of seafood inside. It is completely a biased opinion, but this is a must order for me. The smooth texture might weird some people out if you haven't tried it before, but if you're on the everlasting quest to find good chiramushi like me, this is one spot you have to check out. The next location to recommend is another restaurant tucked away in a little corner on the second floor this time, near the end of Alexandra Road. Be warned though, because parking is extremely limited, but then again I could say the same thing for the entire Alexandra Road in general. Haru is a Korean restaurant that feels like you stepped into someone's home and you were invited over for dinner. There's Korean music videos in the background, a big water jug on the table, and cute cushions for you to sit on. It's not a very big area though, so if you have a huge party, that might be a problem. But for a good small company of between 2 to 4, this is a great place to chill. Me and Dee ordered a traditional bibimbap and a seafood pancake. If you're looking for tofu soup or bulgogi, you'll also find these items here. As with most Korean restaurants, you'll find a good amount of sides. Kimchi, bean sprouts, salad, but my all-time favorite is sweet potatoes. Most of the time they will let you refill on the sides, just be nice about it and don't abuse that power. And yes, those sides are free. The bibimbap is full of fresh ingredients and have a good rice to toppings ratio. It isn't chock full of meat, but I like that it has a healthy portion of vegetables thrown in. You know it's a good sign when you can hear everything sizzle as you mix.
Want me to mix it? Yes.
Okay. A small tip, if you like a little crunchy char or rice, wait a bit or press the rice tightly to the sides of the pot before mixing. If the pot is hot enough, you should get some nice bits that give the bibimbap more texture. The star of the show though is their seafood pancake. It is huge, so if you are here as a party of 2, prepare to do some packing to go unless this is all you order. You'll notice it looks crunchier than other seafood pancakes and the batter isn't as heavy. The pancake is filled with a lot of ingredients, and if you're a fan of the fried things, this is totally up your alley. Sometimes I crave the more green onion pancake type of seafood pancake, but this gets a special place in my heart. Last but not least, this is my favorite place on Alexandra Road, Leisure Tea and Coffee. Look for its brick wall and windows because the English title is small and hard to find otherwise. If you don't check out Saito, if you don't check out Haru, do check out Leisure. That's how much I love coming here. It's great for catching up with friends over afternoon tea or late night dessert. It does get quite busy and loud here during peak times, but I love the decor and environment Leisure gives anyways. And their delicious menu too, of course. I'm guilty of always ordering the same items, but I order them for good reason. Not featured in my video today, but worth the mention is their Leisure Fresh Fruit Tea. I get it every other time and it's filled with whatever fruit is in season so the taste changes slightly. Their caramel pudding milk icy is huge and for shaved ice lovers. And I also enjoy their ice cream waffle and Taiwanese chicken sandwich. It's filled with delicious salt and pepper chicken, which you can also just order as a plate by itself. If there is anything else I'm missing, I'll be sure to make another video on it. I have a friend who swears by this every single time she comes, and this is the fresh taro smoothie. It's not like other bubble tea places where they use taro powder, although they have that option here, so make sure to ask for fresh taro. Just the right amount of sweetness, and you know it's the real deal because it's not a crazy shade of purple. So the other times when I'm not ordering the Leisure Fresh Fruit Tea, I'm ordering their papaya milk. Same deal as the taro smoothie. It's fresh, it's real, and it's oh so yummy. I put my seal of approval all over this drink. We ordered their Japanese cheesecake as one of our desserts. For those of you who have never tried a Japanese-style cheesecake, it's a lot lighter in taste and fluffier than, say, a New York-style cheesecake. If you want the illusion that you aren't eating anything too sinful, Japanese cheesecake is the way to go. It's very airy, almost like a sponge cake, but you can still taste the faint aroma of cheese. If you end up addicted to this, you can purchase some at T&T. The very last item to introduce to you all is their caramel pudding sundae. I cannot begin to talk about my love for their caramel pudding here. Caramel pudding in general is a gift from the gods, and to put it in a sundae is just freaking magnificent. Caramel pudding is like flan, and if you haven't had flan before, it's basically a custard pudding. I also like chiramushi, so are we sensing a bit of a pattern here? You would expect this dessert to be sweet, and well, it is, but it's not clawing throat-closing sweet. I think it's a pretty good balance as far as sundaes go, and just please come and try this caramel pudding. It's so special to me. The mild delicateness of the pudding, the vanilla ice cream, the airy whipped cream, all drizzled in decadent chocolate. Okay, I think I'm done. So there you have it, 3 restaurants from Seck Gai, Alexandra Road that I recommend to you. There's still a lot more on this one little street that's worth exploring, but I could only fit 3 into one video before it gets too long. Or you start to forget which restaurants are worth going to. Whether you've been to these before but you've never ordered what I ordered, or you've always been curious about what there is to eat in Richmond, I hope this video is a good starting point to all your food adventures. If you agree with my taste buds, subscribe and join me on my next adventure. See you next video. Bye!